We got a request on Twitter from Greg in a V-neck sweater at Moose_Nation, and he wanted me and a couple other people to give him our top 8 Star Wars moments that really hit home emotionally for us. So I put together my list. The first one is from Rogue One. It's Jyn and Galen talking, via the hologram thing, when Jyn picks up that hologram and she is like receiving all that information from her father. All of her world is crumbling, literally and figuratively. That moment is like absolutely one of my top, and definitely hits that top 8. Next one comes from the comic books. This is actually in the Vader comic. It's the moment, one of the last pages on the in the issue, and it's Boba Fett coming up to Darth Vader and saying, "Hey, I tracked down that guy you were looking for, or whatever, and the one who blew up the Death Star, and I didn't really get a whole lot of information. I only really got a last name. It's Skywalker. Does that mean anything to you?" And Vader's just like, "Just leave the room," and he just kind of stands there, and that's how the comic ends. It's just such a pivotal moment based on everything we already know, how important this moment is. So just super, super well done. Next one comes from the Clone Wars. This is near the end of the series. This is Ahsoka when she's decided to leave the Jedi Council. She is walking out and Anakin chases after her. I think we all know this moment. If you've seen the Clone Wars, it's a big pivotal moment because you think like there's got to be something wrong with the Jedi if they are losing her. She's actually choosing to walk out on them. So big pivotal moment. I love it. It's always going to be in my top. Next one is from the novel Lost Stars. And I know I'm skipping around a lot. I like to vary things up. This one is actually, there's a little bit of a spoiler here. It's the very end of the book. But at the end of the book, Sienna Ree, the main character, is saved by Thane Kyrell. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he's saved by Thane. And they're supposed to be kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers thing. And he thinks he's saving her because she's on the other side. And it turns out that like the last few moments of the book is actually her being taken prisoner. And he's like, "No, but I trust this girl." And they don't trust her. And she actually caused a lot more problems for her and angst. And it's just a really terrible but great way to end the book. So I love that one for sure. Next one, I'm going to get into the movies a little bit because I know I'm covering stuff that isn't in the movies. The next one is Phantom Menace, when the doors open and Maul is standing there and Qui-Gon's just like, "All right, you guys go over there. We're going to handle Maul." This whole thing is amazing, and actually comes back in one of the comics later where Leia is in that room, or she just happens to be in that room, and she feels the coldness of the Force, and they have an image of Darth Maul over top, and it's just like everything about this moment is just so ingrained in Star Wars. Like, you were there when this happened, and now you're here when this happened, and I just love that moment. Next one is from A New Hope. Han has just come back, and he shot a couple blasters down, threw Darth Vader out of the trench and all that, and he says, "Come on, kid, let's blow this thing and get out of here," or whatever. And it just causes Luke, that moment when he shoots it, it goes in, they pull out, the whole thing's explode. It's just such a team effort, and it's like the pivotal moment. I love it. It's probably always going to be one of my top. My number 7 pick, or well, 2, I don't really know if I'm counting down or counting up, but it's going to be the very, very, very end of Rebels, the like prologue. The whole story is great, but the way they did that final scene, it being years later, is just so different from what we were expecting we were going to get, that it really hits home. You get to see what a lot of characters have done. You get new revelations on where characters have been and what they've been doing, and you get this idea that you're going to get a whole new adventure with some of these characters and stuff somewhere down the line, comics, books, novel, whatever, but it was just like, in my opinion, like the best way they could have ended that series, and really brings me home to make me feel like, I don't know, there's so much more to Star Wars, and we're just barely scratching the surface. We have so many stories to talk about. My last one is a moment that I have always kind of it's been my go-to, is like one of my favorite Star Wars moments of all time, and that's in Return of the Jedi when Vader and Luke are fighting, and this is just after he says, you know, if I can't turn you to the dark side, you know, maybe we can get your sister too. And he says, no, you know, and they start fighting. And there's this like panning shot of them as they move past the staircase, and it leads into where he's, you know, striking really hard to take out Vader. But that whole moment with the music and the two lightsabers and like this villain that's indefeatable being you know, pushed back and defeated, if you will, by Luke Skywalker, a character that we've been following for multiple movies, is just like, that is such the essence of Star Wars that I don't know that any particular moment in anything will ever actually beat that. That is like the quintessential Star Wars for me. So there you go. Those are my top 8 moments for all of Star Wars that affect me emotionally. So if you guys have different ones, put them in the comments below, and give this video a like if you enjoyed what I had to say or any of my moments. I'll talk to you later.